on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Last night, Jared Weaver showed off his Cy Young stuff, frustrating the green and gold with his command of the plate and his deceiving pitch speeds. He collected his 15th win overall and 9th consecutive victory as the Halos took Game 1 of this big 3-game series. Tonight, the A's need to get back on track and look to put up a fight in the series. Bartolo Colon takes the hill, and it will be his job to halt the potent lineup of the Angels. The Athletics need to get their offense rolling by scoring early and often before they slip away in the standings. Game 2, A's-Angels, next. It is another night of pennant race baseball at the O.co Coliseum. Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Angels and the Athletics. And we get to watch two of the most exciting players in the American League. Yoenis Cespedes back in the A's lineup tonight. And for the Angels, it's all about Mike Trout. He's celebrating his 21st birthday today. Bartolo Colon on the mound for the Athletics. And things are tight in the American League pennant race. In the West, the A's a half game behind the Angels, who are 5 back of the Rangers. And in that wild card, right now it's the Angels and the Tigers, with the A's and the Orioles just a half game out of that second wild card spot. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball, along with Scott Hatterberg. I'm Glenn Kuiper. So tonight it will be Bartolo Colon on the mound, and Bartolo has won his last 2 starts. It's always fun to watch him pitch because you like to see how the hitters go up against Colon, knowing he's just going to keep pumping fastballs in there.
Well, it's no secret what he's going to do, but one thing he's been doing his last 2 starts is he hasn't given up an earned run. So he's really going to fill it up. He's going to go right at him. He's going to go to their weakness, but he's going to use that fastball. And it's a great thing that he's pitching so well. C.J. Wilson's struggling a little bit, but he's a calming influence, Bartolo Colon. He's one of those guys that you want on the mound when you're on a 3-game skid. He's something that feeds off other guys. So that calming influence, I think, is going to help in a big game and an already big series.
For the Angels, Torrey Hunter. He's a free agent after this year. He's been around a long time. Still a very good player. And last night, Scott, he probably had the biggest hit in the game, the 2-out run-scoring single, and that was in the 7th inning, extended that Angels lead.
Well, this 37-year-old dynamic center fielder now moved over to right field. Hasn't affected his bat at all. He's hitting in this 2-hole sandwich between Trout and the big man, Pujols. And what he did last night, 2 out, 2 strike, 2 RBIs. It was the backbreaker. Weaver needed nothing more than 4 runs. It was just almost insurmountable amount of runs for them to overcome. So it was a huge hit for him last night.
Yeah, he has fallen into that second hole in the lineup, and he's been terrific there. So C.J. Wilson and Bartolo Colon is your pitching matchup for Game 2 of this series. Stick around when we come back to the Coliseum. Lineups, first pitch, and the rest of the ball game. We'll have that in just a moment.
California is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
A's are set to go. Game 2 of the series. Angels winning last night by a final score of 4-0. So the A's will try to get a win, even up the series. Be a day game tomorrow to wrap up the 3-game set. Game time weather for tonight brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 67 degrees. So another nice night, a little bit warmer than normal. Good night for baseball. And here's the lineup for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Trout, Hunter, Pujols, Trumbo, Morales, Callaspo, Ibar, Izturis, and Wilson.
Well, the A's are sending the ever calm and cool Bartolo Colon to the mound. He's 8-8 with a 3.5 ERA. Looking to right the ship for the A's. Hasn't given up an earned run in his last 2 starts. Hoping that continues tonight.
So Colon looking for his 9th win of the year. His last 2 starts beating Baltimore and Toronto. It was after a stretch where he went 5 games without a win. Yoenis Cespedes back in the lineup tonight. He's going to be the designated hitter, so that's good news for the Athletics.
Big lift. Big lift for Reddick. Sandwich there between him and Carter.
0-2 to Mike Trout. Trout showed off his stuff last night. Couple of hits, 3 stolen bases. Leads the American League in hitting, and it's his birthday today. So happy birthday to Mike Trout. He's 21 years old. Strike 3 called. CB Bucknor. Little delayed call.
Get used to it. This is just a great pitch. A lot of fastballs, like we said, but occasionally he'll throw that thing backdoor, that 2-seamer, and let it work back. And it might have been just a hair off, but that's a good sign if he's getting that pitch. CB took a second glance and liked it.
So Bucknor calling balls and strikes. Miller at first, Scott at second, Iasoni at third.
Maybe he was up late celebrating.
Yeah, maybe.
Can only hope.
After midnight.
Turning 21.
1-1 to Torii Hunter, 292 with 11 homers, 54 runs batted in. One for 5 last night. We talked about that big hit, and he bunts it, and that's a good one, and it's going to stay fair, and it does. Could not have rolled it out there a whole lot better, and it's going to be a bunt single for Torii Hunter. The defense for the Athletics tonight lines up like this. Gomes, Crispin, Reddick outfield, and Rosales, Weeks, Carter infield with Norris doing the catching.
Well, not only is this field beautiful from up here, you could tell it's level, so Clay has done a nice job. Because that ball stayed exactly perfect down the third base line and took Inge by surprise. Good bunt by Torii.
Here's Albert Pujols. Well, Torii Hunter has now bunted for a hit 6 times this year.
Well, if you're able to get it down, look at how perfect that was.
It was perfect.
That is a level field. If he's playing you back and you can get it down, you can almost walk there.
Well, and I would think Hunter's, he's still not the kind of guy you're going to play even with the bag. And he's probably seen that this year and said, hey, what the heck? Pujols hitting behind me? Get on base for him.
He knows what to do. He's a pro. He's been around a long time, hitting in that 2-hole. You want to get on base for this man here.
Strike 3 call. Another delayed call by CB Bucknor. Pujols is going to jaw. So Pujols thought it was outside. So,
well, he does the exact same thing he did with with Trout. And that's going to be a long night for the Angels if he's getting that pitch and able to dot it there. That is a very, very tough pitch to hit because it breaks really late, and he's letting CB know about it. Once you call one, you kind of got to call the next.
Well, yeah, so be ready.
Establishing that zone early.
First pitch to Trumbo. Bounced over the mound and into center field, a base hit. Hunter is going to try for third. He'll make it. So first and third, 2 outs here in the first inning for Kendrys Morales.
Well, Trumbo wasn't waiting around. He didn't want to see that break or that backdoor slide or fastball, so he just jumped on that first pitch right here. And when you're a big, strong guy like this, even choppers have a lot of momentum. They just seem to gain speed when you hit that top spin. They just keep diving through the infield.
The Angels scored in the second inning last night, trying to score in the first inning tonight. First pitch to the switch hitter Morales is a fastball on the outside corner, first strike.
Well, they're saying, how far was yours off?
Could you believe it?
Mine was double that.
I couldn't believe it. I'm 21 now, and I can't believe it.
You get no respect. I get no respect.
Bringing me up on my birthday. So it actually took one batter into this game for CB Bucknor to be in trouble.
Usually you don't want to hear your name
well,
that quick
not
in the
that early.
game.
No.
If you're the umpire.
Down the left field line, but foul for Kendrys Morales. 1 for 4 last night, a double, and he scored a run. Angels were hoping to get him back in the lineup this year, and they have. All right. Don't throw it. Don't throw it. Colon ahead in the count, 1-2, and another foul ball down the left field line. Have we seen anything but a fastball so far? I don't recall.
Get used to it. He's going to throw a lot of them. And the way it's moving right now, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws that front hip the same place he threw to Pujols and Trout. That if he might go for that punch out right here with Morales, started at his front hip and bring it back.
Well, we have seen him this year at times, Scott, early in a start. He searches for that movement a little bit. Most of the time he finds it. Sometimes he does not, but it looks like tonight, you're right, he has good movement on his fastball right from the get-go.
90% fastballs, 90 miles an hour.
Just missed inside. Well, so now full count.
He threw a change that first pitch, or the pitch prior to that, and set up that one front hip bring back fastball, which is just a lockup pitch if he's able to locate it. But like you said, he's got to find out how much it's moving and where to start it, and where it's going to end up.
Hunter at third, Trumbo at first. Trumbo takes off, and that one is hit just foul down the first base line.
Gets the head out. Just hooks down the first base line.
So Trumbo will take off again.
Mile deep at second base, playing something shallow right.
Popped up. In should have a play. And he does. Side retired. So the Angels strand a pair. A couple of hits in the first inning. C.J. Wilson's ready to go. No score after half an inning. Look at the Athletics lineup for tonight. Crisp, Gomes, Reddick, Cespedes the DH, Carter, Inge, Norris, Rosales, and Weeks.
Well, C.J. Wilson's getting the nod today for the Angels. He's 9-7 with a 3.27 ERA. He's struggling as of late. He's winless in his last 7 starts. He's looking to right it today. He's got a whole fistful of pitches. He's got about 5 different looks he's going to throw at you. Throws pretty hard. Potential to K you. He punched out over 200 last year. He's got 122 this year. So he's able to get some swing and miss.
Trumbo, Trout, and Hunter in the outfield. Cayasco, Ibar, Esturris at second base tonight. And Pujols, of course, at first. Wilson and Wilson is your battery mates.
Sounds like a law firm.
Wilson and Wilson.
Wilson and Wilson.
First pitch. Coco Chris takes a rip at it, fouls it back.
Coco's got a little time versus Wilson, 2 for 16.
.247 for Crisp. Good take there as he holds up. Coco, Gomes, and Reddick here in the first inning. C.J. Wilson thought that should have been a strike.
Well, I'm sure he heard Trout, and I'm sure he heard Pujols. And I'm not so sure he wouldn't have called that as far as being on the plate, but maybe down.
Maybe a little bit down. Popped up, shallow right, long run for Torii Hunter, but he's going to get there. Stops, makes the catch. So that's out number 1.
Well, he heard Pujols and Trout complaining, and he sees Wilson begging for that pitch. That's an old catcher right there.
Yeah, he just said the worst. Well, what does that tell you? The worst.
It isn't their first meeting.
That's not me saying it. That was the manager's. So here's Gomes. 253 with 11 homers, 30 RBIs. First pitch down around the knees, a strike from C.J. Wilson.
94 miles an hour right there. He'll throw a 4-seamer right around that speed, but he's got a 2-seamer, might drop a couple notches at about 92.
Good breaking ball there. Slider. 0-2. Cutter, curve, change, slider. So he mixes them all in, but it looks like that one down the left field line, and it is gone. On an 0-2 pitch, Johnny Gomes gives the A's a 1-0 lead. So home run number 12 for Gomes.
Well, C.J. throws about half of his pitches are fastballs, but most of the time he stays away. But he will come in with 2 strikes. Doesn't quite get it where he wants it. Wilson wanted him to elevate. Didn't quite elevate. He did get in there, but Gomes is really quick in there. Those are some fast hands and a lot of whip to a strong guy, and that ball got out of here in a hurry.
Reddick goes after the first pitch. Skies one into foul territory and into the seats.
Well, Gomes is 0-2. He doesn't know what to expect. He's going to take a short swing, and that ball got out of here about as quick as you can say Johnny Gomes.
Well, he has that ability to pull those arms and hands in and still get a power swing off.
He can hit him high and long, but man, I don't know if I've seen anybody hit him as low and quick out of here as this guy.
Reddick the other way. He's got a base hit. So Reddick's aboard after the Gomes home run.
Well, Reddick's been struggling a little bit, and when a hitter's struggling, sometimes the best thing to do is face a tough left-hander, and that's C.J. Wilson. It forces you to stay a little close with your front side. You don't fly off. You got to be a little shorter to the ball. This is exactly what he does. Doesn't try to do too much, shoots it the other way. That's a good sign for Josh Reddick. Well, he's definitely a pull guy. That's where most of his power is going to be. The league knows it. The league's got these spray charts. He's capable of going over there.
Reddick at first, and Cespedes shoots one the other way, foul. So Cespedes back in the lineup. He's the DH. Wrist has been bothering him just a little bit.
I got a feeling that wrist is going to be with him for the duration. It's one of those injuries that are tough to heal when you're just swinging. There's so much trauma and torque involved in the swing, especially when you're strong and swing as hard as he does. There's a certain amount you're just going to have to suck up and play, especially as much as they need him down the stretch.
1-1 the count with Carter in the on-deck circle. Slowly hit. Callaspo juggles, and Cespedes is aboard. So that'll be an infield hit. So 3 straight hits against C.J. Wilson.
Kind of a swing and bunt right here. Callaspo's playing back. He comes in, he knows Cespedes is quick, and I think he got a little quick with the exchange. Maybe take his eye off the ball a little bit right at the end. Flips it to his throwing hand. Just can't make it. Speed puts a little pressure on the defense, and you can see it right there.
Exmo is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So here's Carter. A's with a 1-0 lead on the Gomes home run. First pitch to Carter is outside. .241, 9 home runs for Chris Carter. He's 0 for his last 12. One just missed, 2-0.
I think Scioscia might say something now.
Mike Scioscia has the best facial expression when he looks at umpires.
There's a Godfather quality to it.
Oh, no question. It's just that
mind bullets.
What are you doing? Pickoff at second. Sliding back is Reddick. So Bobby Wilson comes up throwing.
Pitch seemed pretty close as well. Sometimes when the catcher comes up to throw, the umpire doesn't get that last look, and I know CB likes to wait to kind of see where it is. Takes that pause before he calls it. He didn't get it there.
And that one is outside. He walked.
We're going to have a meeting, I hear.
Yeah, this could be an interesting night, folks.
That is some kind of look.
Oh, boy.
I think he's looking for eye contact.
Well, I think he little umpire balk here, too. Watch. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So he was thinking about calling it a strike.
It's just off the plate, and maybe because Wilson wasn't set up out there.
Well, Mike Butcher may be out there just to get CB Bucknor to come out. CB, what the heck is going on?
I think you're exactly right.
And Wilson's chewing at him too, probably.
Phase 1 is the pitching coach. Phase 2 is Scioscia.
So the bases are loaded, 1 out for Brandon Inge. Last 7 starts. No wins and an ERA over 5.
Well, when you get a pitcher like this, especially in a big series, you've got to take advantage. And you got to take advantage early because a guy who's having a good year and as quality as he is, he can get right really quick.
Oh, 1 to Inge, hitting .216 with 12 homers, 51 runs batted in. That one bounced to Wilson, who grabs it, gets it out at home. He threw a changeup to the plate. So they hit the force out at home. So that's the 2nd out.
Well, I'm not so sure Wilson got a good grip on this ball. He kind of snow coned it. And he ends up throwing a dart, a changeup dart home because he gets it. He kind of gets it off the end. Looks like he didn't have a great grip and was just making sure. Really, just like you said, threw a changeup. No chance of turning that one.
Well, it's really a ball where you, a legitimate chance to turn a double play if you just make a more normal throw to the plate. But you're right, it just did not look like he had a good grip on it. Base is still loaded, 2 outs now for Norris. Norris had a hit last night. There's a good fastball down around the knees for a strike. Must be a great place for a clutch 2-out hit by Norris. Reaches for it. So it's 0-2. And the count was 0-2 on Gomes when he hit his home run.
Didn't quite see this ball as well as he thought. Tried to hold up late. Ends up ticking it. Wilson's ahead 0-2, but you're right. Wilson has a little trouble with 2 strikes. To Gomes he did. Left the ball over the plate, and Norris can turn one around as well.
Now the Wilsons will chat on the mound. .21 pitches for C.J. Wilson here in the 1st inning.
Well, if you're the A's, you'd really like to come through in this situation. You get a big opportunity to, in a big game, to blow it open a bit. Be a heartbreaker to let this one get off the hook.
No, especially after really getting shut down last night. Oh, 2 pitch. It's blocked by Bobby Wilson. A's last night had just 4 hits. One of them a double. And they only got 2 runners to second base last night.
Wilson throws a change, and Wilson gets down and blocks it textbook style. That's what you want from your catcher with a man on third. Give you that confidence to really throw that ball and locate it in the dirt if you need to.
One-two pitch, just a bit outside. Wilson wanted it. So 2-2 the count. Looked like that one was indeed outside.
Tries to nibble this outside corner. Pretty close, but just outside. Like a changeup right there again.
2-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Norris can't believe it. So the A's get a run on the Gomes home run, and they leave them loaded. So we're on on to the second inning. 1-0 Athletics. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by the Oakland Raiders. Season tickets are still available. Call 1-800-RAIDERS today. A's with a 1-0 lead after one inning. Both teams had threats in the first inning. The Gomes home run, the difference. Here's Bartolo Colon. His first pitch to Callaspo is a strike. Callaspo, Ibar, and Izturis. You look at the Angels lineup, they have 4 consecutive switch hitters. So Colon going after a shutdown inning. Morales, Callaspo, Ibar, and Izturis. So 4 switch hitters on your roster is a lot, let alone having them bat right behind each other.
Well, he's got some success versus Colon. 389 with a homer. It's not bad.
Base hit and a walk last night for Callaspo. He also stole a base. Bounces this one back to Bartolo to first, and that's out number 1. So check out the strike 3 call on Norris. Look at the pitch location. Scott, your thoughts?
Well, he's thrown a few of them out there, and that one seemed further than all of them. The thing is, and Norris, I'm sure, is part of the reason that he's upset, is that he's catching those balls from Colon and knowing that they are a little off the plate. But if CJ's going to call it for, CB's going to call it for Colon, you know, he's got to expect it. And as a catcher, you kind of got to be quiet and let your pitcher get that extra bit of the plate.
So 1-0 to Erick Ibar. First game back from the disabled list last night. He was 3 for 4, knocked in a run and scored 2.
He came into last night's ball game looking like he was rolling a hot streak, let alone coming right off the DL. A lot of hard contact, sprayed it all over the yard. Looked locked in.
Sure, the Angels very excited to have him back in the lineup. Hit outside, 2-1.
Rare breaking ball from Colon, breaking it out early. Usually he kind of waits for the second or third time through the order, switching it up.
2-2 now to Ibar with Izturis in the on-deck circle. Colon had a couple of strikeouts in the first inning.
Well, one thing Colon's going to do is he's going to pound the zone. He's going to make you put it in play. He's got 1 walk or fewer in his last 7 starts. So you're going to see and the Angels know it, a lot of swinging.
Ibar spoils another one. Angels last night had 10 hits to go along with their 4 runs. Only 1 extra base hit. It was a double, but they had 4 stolen bases. Trout had 3 of them. The scoreless streak continues for Colon. So maybe Bartolo is getting ready for a nice stretch, which would be a good time to do it. Parker last night, 9 hits, 4 runs in 6 2/3 innings.
Really threw pretty good last night. That man right there had his number, saw him pretty well. But on the whole, he threw pretty well. If he got out of that inning, he hung a pitch a little bit to Torrey, who made him pay for it, but it was the right pitch.
Ibar swings through it, and that's out number 2. Here's our McDonald's true story, April 18th of this year. This was Bartolo Colon in Anaheim. This is the game where he threw 38 consecutive strikes. 38 strikes in a row.
That's unbelievable.
When it was all said and done, he threw 108 pitches. 82 of them were strikes. He went 8 innings, struck out 5. He's won the game 6-0. 38 straight strikes.
That's crazy.
That is unbelievable. So that was the win.
Doing pretty well against the Angels this year. 1-1.
15th of May, he took the loss. Both those starts were in Anaheim. Of course, Colon for 4 years was with the Angels, signed that big free agent contract 2004 to 2007.
Did he win a Cy Young?
He did.
Yeah,
Indeed. Yep.
It was 05.
Oh, 2 to Izturis. So 3 strikeouts now for Colon in the early going. Shoots that one foul.
Well, while Ibar was on the DL, Izturis was playing short and was doing really well, not only defensively but offensively. He was hitting .321 during that stint.
Pretty valuable guy. Switch hitter, play all the infield positions.
These guys are very, very important.
Gomes goes back. He's got it. Side retired. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Bartolo Colon, and it's a shutdown inning. Bottom of the 2nd coming up. C.J. Wilson took the loss against the A's, and that was a huge play in the game. Just a bad throw. A couple of runs scored on that play. Johnny Gomes, hard slide at home plate. The A's would win that game 4-2, and they took 3 out of 4 from the Angels down in Anaheim. That was very early in the season. It was the middle of April.
It's kind of the same stroke he threw to home right there.
Yeah,
some pitchers have that little kind of aimy, funkiness if they're not on the mound. Seemed like the same kind of action.
1-1 to Adam Rosales. He'll be followed by Weeks and Crisp here in the bottom of the second. Slider first strike. Wilson threw 24 pitches in that first inning. A's left the bases loaded. Swing and a miss to the backstop. Wilson picks it up, guns it to first, and they just skip Rosales. So it certainly looked like a foul ball, but it was not. So it goes as a strikeout.
Well, this ball just seemed to get away from Wilson. It's not where he wanted it. Really tailed and sailed and couldn't get a hold of it. It was a nice play just for Wilson to go down and get it and throw him out. I thought Rosie was going to beat that out, but that was a nice pickup and throw out right there. That was a tough play. CJ let that one took off big time.
First pitch to Weeks popped up. Pujols over in front of his dugout, but it hits off the still photographers. Well, in fact, it hit one of the still photographers. Let's hope he's okay. Cliff Pennington back from the disabled list today. So it's good to have Pennington back. Pedro Figueroa, pitched a couple innings last night, is sent back to AAA. So Pennington's back. Says he feels much better.
Swinging the bat pretty well down on the rehab assignment. A's had an extra arm in the pen and looking for some extra help off the bench. Gives him some options, give Bob some options as far as pinch hitting, pinch running.
Well, yesterday it sounded like maybe the A's were going to leave Pennington down there for a couple more days, but they got him back up. 217 the average for Weeks. He was 0 for 4 last night. Fastball is high.
Well, Weeks has shown signs of coming out of this thing here during these past 2 series. It's just he needs to, I think, for his confidence, get a couple more games under his belt. He struggled a little bit versus Wilson. He's 2 for 13.
It's been that way for Weeks, where he had a couple games where it looks like he's going to get on a roll and then go through a tough stretch again. Chopper toward the shortstop eye bar, and that's out number 2.
Well, it just shows you how mental this game is. Guy coming up last year and really making the league look easy.
Hit 300.
League adjusts. I tell you, this league is about adjustment. And you got to just continually adjust with it. But part of that adjustment is mental. And he's going through both right now.
Top of the order in Coco Crisp, who the fly ball to Torrey Hunter in right field. Slider low. A's are 58-51 on the season. And to break a little 3-game losing streak, they've also lost 5 out of their last 7.
Wilson's got a whole slew of pitches. His breaking balls kind of run together. I think sometimes their shape looks the same. You just got to look at the miles per hour to see if it's the slider or if it is the curveball.
Cutter.
Yeah, the hard one's the cutter. He'll throw his changeup actually harder than most. As far as the difference between your fastball and your changeup, he's throwing a fastball at 92, 93, occasionally hit 94, but his changeup goes hard as 87. So he's got a real good feel for a huge repertoire.
3-0 pitch is outside. He walked it. Second walk issued.
The fourth issue of Athletics Magazine featuring Josh Reddick and Brandon Inge is now available. Get to know All-Star reliever Ryan Cook, meet the women behind the scenes of athletics baseball, and learn where Josh Reddick finds his motivations. The new issue is available at team stores and online at oaklandathletics.com/magazine.
So here's Gomes, who homered in the first. And he homered on an 0-2 count. How about that?
Yeah, CJ was trying to climb the ladder a little bit and left it right in Mr. Gomes' wheelhouse. Was inside, but just not elevated, I think, like he wanted it.
This one, Wilson stays away from Gomes. These two teams have split the first 10 games played so far this season. They have 8 more left after tonight. Off speed, took a little off anyways, it looked like. That's called a strike.
Well, here he is, Gomes in an 0-2 count, and you could see Bobby Wilson put his glove up high like they wanted him to chase something, maybe change his eye level, maybe set up the next pitch. Just didn't elevate as much as he should have or wanted to. And Johnny Gomes is really short to that ball. He gets such great backspin on the ball. Just seems to hovercraft out of the ball. Probably can hit a golf ball pretty well.
Backspin is a good thing.
Really good.
Good take there. 3-1.
Nibbling right here, just misses low. Good eye by Gomes. These are the kind of counts that the A's are going to want to be in, and when you get in them, though, you got to make them pay.
To Wilson, short lead for Crisp as he checks over there, and that one is a strike on the corner. 3-2.
Three-one pitch. You know Gomes isn't going to let a fastball go by if it's close, but that ball is painted outside corner. That's a quality 3-1 pitch to a dangerous hitter. Good execution by C.J. Wilson right there.
Crisp will take off, and he goes, and it's a swing and a miss. A couple of strikeouts in the inning for Wilson. So we're headed to the third. 1-0 Athletics. Angels come to bat here in the third. Wilson, Trout, and Hunter. 9, 1, and 2 for the Athletics, for the Angels. Cologne's first pitch in first strike. Iannetta did the catching last night and had a couple of base hits. Tonight it's Bobby Wilson.
Bobby sure likes hitting at the Coliseum, hitting 364 here. We'll see the ball well. With a breaking ball from Cologne, that's 2. First 3 innings.
It's a lot for him.
Change those percentages.
What is he doing?
Well, he's not stressed.
You know, we know that for sure. Every time we've seen him stressed this year, and it's probably not even the right word, he wasn't crazy about hitting. He just.
I missed that.
We tried to pump him up a little bit. Hey, you're hitting tomorrow. All right. No, I don't like hitting. He was honest. He said, I do not like hitting.
How did he do?
Not good. He did like he didn't want to hit.
I'd like to see him with that helmet on. Did he go 2 flaps?
Well, I don't remember. Good question. If he went Orlando Hudson or not. Tommy Milone, now he's a better hitter.
Tommy can hit a little bit.
Wait till next year. Breaking ball outside, 1 and 2. One hopper toward Weeks, who ranges to his left. Wilson is retired. Here's our Subway Eat Fresh Ask Glenn and Scott question. Remember, log on to CSN California to post your question. Doc from Volcano asks, Scott, of the pitchers you caught back when you were a catcher, which one was your favorite and why?
Oh, easy question.
I know who you're going to say.
Pedro Martinez. This guy was an absolute day off. I could sit on a little bench back there, put my glove anywhere I wanted, put whatever finger I wanted, and he was going to absolutely dot it. But he was, during that time I was there, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, you probably had him when he was at the top of his game. Would you agree with that?
I think so. And which is even more amazing is the steroid era, offensive numbers were humongous, and he was throwing up sub-2 ERAs.
Striking out bunches of guys.
10+ strikeouts a game. And I can also tell you on that team was the worst guy to ever catch, and that was Mr. Tim Wakefield.
That's right. You would have seen.
It was a nightmare.
So Pedro's stuff was great, and he could paint, right?
He could absolutely paint. Threw pretty hard. Had an unbelievable changeup, probably the best changeup I've ever seen, and his curveball didn't get enough credit. It was really good, but the other 2 pitches were so good. He got left out of the mix.
This should have been a strike. Now, the one in the first inning to Trout, maybe not, but that was a better pitch, and it was called a ball.
Very similar pitches. I think all the jawing might have gotten CB's head a little bit.
That one is right there, and Trout takes it, and that was a strike. So Trout has struck out twice.
Well, Trout knew this one. He laid off the other one, and he got that one. You can see how much this ball comes back. You don't get to see that ended up down the middle, but that starts in the left-handed batter's box and comes back a long ways.
Yeah, it was right over the middle of the plate. So here's Torrey Hunter, who had a bunt single in the first inning. First pitch stays inside.
I think you'll see these Angels hitters make the adjustment, and with 2 strikes I think you'll see them really set their sights outside, which if you're Cologne opens up inside.
High pop up, playable for Carter into foul territory. Drifts a little bit. He's got it. 7 in a row retired by Bartolo Colon. Bottom of the third coming up. Reddick, Cespedes, and Carter to hit. It's 1-0 Athletics.
Be sure to try a bottle of Aquafina.
Enjoy a unique on-field screening of Moneyball presented by Advantel Networks. Saturday, August 18th, after the A's play the Indians, fans with special pre-purchase movie tickets will be invited to watch Moneyball. Field-level tickets that include the movie are available for $40. If you already have tickets to the game, movie tickets are available for $12. A portion of the proceeds will benefit cystic fibrosis research, support, and resources. For info, go to oaklandathletics.com/Moneyball.
Should be a good night. That's Saturday, August 18th. It's a 6 o'clock game. Get a bobblehead. Partner Scott Hatteberg. And then the movie, if you so choose, after. 1-1 the count to Reddick. Reddick had a base hit to left field in the first inning. Curveball stays a bit high, 2-1.
Yeah, that's the bigger breaker, 77. Reddick struggling over his last 9 games, only hitting 125. Like I said, sometimes it takes a good lefty to get you out of it, and he got that knock the first time up. The other way. Swing looks better already to me right now.
All right.
What a day.
That is a good day right there. Half-eaten hot dog. About halfway through, you get a souvenir.
What are the odds there's going to be ketchup and mustard on that ball?
That's a good day. Broken bat, foul ball, so Reddick will get some new lumber. And that gentleman made a nice play, and then he gives it to the little fella. It's a good move.
I never got a ball at a ball game. I always brought my glove, but I never got one. Did you ever get one?
Would you believe me if I told you? Tough play for Ibar. Bare hands, throws across his body, and they got it. That was a close play. Reddick is retired. Ibar barehanded it.
This ball wasn't hit hard, but it wasn't hit really soft. I mean, he's jammed pretty good. And Ibar absolutely barehands this thing up kind of on a short hop. That is a man who is confident in his hands and then a good arm. And Reddick all out hustling all the time. I hate seeing this.
He was out.
But he was just out. Great hustle.
You hate seeing that.
Makes me nervous. Makes me
jam
nervous.
on the bag.
Just a lot of things that could happen. I know how important he is.
First pitch to Cespedes is up.
But you gotta love the effort. I mean, I can't believe he grabbed this thing with his bare hand. You can't teach that.
No. Ibar, backhand, gets up, throws, not in time. Cespedes beat it out, but another terrific play by Eric Ibar. Too much speed, though, by Cespedes.
Well, you wonder why he won a Gold Glove. He just showed that he's got hands left and right that are both amazing, because this right here is a top spin going backwards in between hop. And he makes a perfect play. It's just Cespedes is pretty fast. That is a... If I'm scouting him right now, he's getting a big number on his fielding. Those are sweet hands.
Chris Carter steps in. That's the 4th hit for the A's off Wilson. So my foul ball story. So in Milwaukee, my brother is playing for the Indians. I'm about 15 years old. Kind of running around County Stadium. Indians are playing the Brewers. Foul ball. I get it. Off his bat.
Stop it.
Swear. Cannot make that story up.
That's unbelievable.
Well, I have no idea what I did with the baseball there. Who knows?
The story's better than baseball.
Yep, true story. Could not make that up.
Was it a hot shot? Did you catch it on the fly?
That was a jam shot pop-up foul.
Well, we can work on that part of the story. We can put some hot sauce on that.
If I said it had home run distance, but just a little foul, I don't know that anybody would believe that either. But I did get it. Base hit right field. Carter shoots one the other way, and how about that at bat? And we can talk all you want about Chris Carter bombing home runs to left field, but how about that swing?
This is exactly the reason that he's been up here, and he's going to stay up here this time.
Man.
We all know he's a home run hitter. And he's 0 for his last 12. And look at that short stroke right there. It's very easy when you're struggling to kind of go back to who you are, and that's a home run hitter with a big swing. But when he stayed and why he's having importance in the middle of this lineup is because he's been patient. He's hit the ball where it's been. He's just made good contact, and the home runs come when they come. And they've been actually coming in bunches.
Sure.
But that at bat right there is the sign of a maturing hitter.
A swing like that will lead to some home runs.
The guy can break his bat and hit one out here. He's so strong. So 3 knocks the other way, 5 up the middle. He's not going to hit a ton of balls over there, but if they pitch him out there, he needs to show that he can do that, and then he's going to get some balls he can handle. And in that 12 range is where he's going to hit some long shots.
Cespedes takes off, and he's going to go in with a head-first slide.
Great read by Cespedes. Carter might have been a little bit asleep on that one. If you see him go, you got to go. Picks a right pitch. Don't know if he was looking at the signs. Kind of a dead start go, but he's so fast at top speed. That took him by surprise. You'd like to see Carter trail that and get to second base. But nonetheless, they got a free run if he can stay out of the double play. And we got the guy that can do it. Inge hitting really well with runners in scoring position.
And that one on the outside corner on 2-0. So 10th steal for Cespedes.
There it is, 329. 387 since May 6th. So this guy might only be hitting 216, but you put him in these situations, he's a different hitter.
Missed again, 3-1.
A's are doing a good job of laying off some pitches. CJ's not wild, he's just picking, and maybe if the A's were a little more aggressive, they'd be chasing some of these balls, putting them in play, but they're doing a good job of being selective and making him come over the plate.
And he does that, though. He can nibble a little bit.
If he gets you aggressive, those are just pitches you can't do much with.
Swing and a miss as he came right at Inge that time. So now a full count. Cespedes at third, Carter at first.
Well, here's what he's looking for. 3-1 ball over the plate, fastball that he can handle. He gets it. Just seemed a little tardy on it.
Wilson. Long look in. Inge bounces it past Mike Gallego. But it does seem like in watching Wilson the last 3 years, if you are able to lay off some of his pitches, his pitch count will soar.
Guys that strike out a lot of guys and do some of that picking will run it up if you let them.
That one is a bit outside, and Inge walks, so the bases are loaded for Norris.
CJ tried to backdoor a slider right there and didn't quite get it to come back as far as he wanted. Good at bat by Inge. Well, they got him in this situation earlier in the game. They weren't able to capitalize other than the home run by Gomes, but you're not going to get a ton of opportunities against a good team like this. You got to come through at some point for the A's.
third rookie in Oakland history with 10 steals and 10 home runs in a season. He's going to have a lot more than that. Canseco and Mitchell Page. But Mitchell Page had 42 steals in 1977.
Now batting, the catcher, number 36, Derek Norris.
So Norris batted with the bases loaded in that first inning that Scott was talking about, and he struck out looking.
He was victim of that borderline outside pitch that both sides have been a little bit shaky as far as whether or not it's a strike, but if that's the way it is, that's the way it is.
First pitch, down and in. Good take by Norris. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts for Wilson. And now 60 pitches with 1 out in the third inning. Down and away, 2-0.
Well, like you said, one thing they're doing with Wilson is they're getting his pitch count up, and the Angels have got a great starting staff, and then offensively they're really doing well. But the one thing that they have struggled a little bit has been in the bullpen. So,
yeah, big time. That's been an issue for them. Two-0 pitch, and he came right at him with a fastball. 2-1.
No tricks here. 2-0 heater. Norris just misses it. Might have been a hair late.
Carter scoots back to second. Cespedes is at third. Carter at second. Inge at first. Fifth most walks in the majors for Wilson. Good pitch there, down around the knees. So if you're a pitcher and you need to execute, that's a big pitch.
Yeah, he got behind a few times tonight, and he's come up with some big pitches, and right there, that's a big pitch. Borderline low. That's a good strike to even it up at 2-2. Huge difference between 2-2 and 3-1 right there, so that's a very important pitch.
2-2 pitch is bounced toward third, and it's through the legs of Callaspo. 1 run scores, 2 runs score, and the A's are going to have second and third. So a huge mistake by the Angels.
It's a good job by Norris just to put the ball in play. Gets a big breaking ball right here. Put it in play. Callaspo's kind of in between hops. He immediately charges the ball, which put him between the hops he wanted. He committed himself early, got himself in a bad situation. Wasn't able to keep it in front. Big break for the A's right there.
So now they have a chance to add more. Here's Rosales. And these guys went to right. Tagging up is Inge. Torrey Hunter has it. Inge is coming home. The throw to the plate is just a little bit late. Sacrifice fly, 4-0 A's.
Good job by Rosie. First pitch swinging. Gets to right. Uses the big part of the ballpark. Goes to right. Inge tags. Torrey Hunter still got a good arm. That is a nice throw. He was just too deep. Wasn't able to get there. Close play. Gets by Bobby Wilson, but CJ is right behind there, and it did a good job of actually grabbing that ball. That could have bounced around in there and scored another run.
So 2 outs. Norris is now at third. And here's Weeks.
Jamal shot right center field. That's going to get down. Norris scores, and Weeks is off to the races. Digging around second, headed for third, and he'll be in there with a head-first slide. 5-0 A's.
Great swing there by Jamal. It's exactly what he wants to do. It's exactly the kind of swing he's looking to do. Stay to the other side of the field. Let the ball get a little deep. Comes up with a big hit. A's kind of got a little bit of a break there with the bases loaded. They didn't really drive the ball in. They were kind of given a gift there, but Jamal earns one right there with a nice triple to right field. Nothing better than watching that kid run around the bases. Knows it's in the gap. He's a top speed quick. This guy corners well. It's exciting baseball.
8th triple. Give him an RBI is 18. So the A's have scored 4 times here. Take a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the third. So a very costly error by Callaspo, the third baseman, has opened the door for the Athletics. Oh, 2 pitch to Coco Crisp. Down and in. .69 pitches now for C.J. Wilson. Crisp with a fly ball to right field and a walk. Way inside. This is the play.
Well,
Base is loaded.
Norris hits this ball pretty good with some topspin, and Callaspo immediately tries to come in and get that big hop. He just didn't read that he wasn't going to be able to get close enough to it, so he ends up kind of in no man's land. And it's one of those things you either decide to try and glove it, and hopefully it ends up in your mitt, or you try and block it. Either way, it's going to be tough to make it out.
Coco holds up. Check it first, and it's a full count.
Big breaking ball right there, kind of drifts through the zone. Bat didn't go very far, but with the body, it seemed to cross the hitting zone.
Very close. Payoff pitch to Coco Crisp. On the ground toward second. Esteuras has it. Side retired. A's score 4 times. They do it on 3 hits and a very costly error by the Angels. 5-0 after 3. Here's the AT&T trivia question for tonight. Who are the only two players in Major League Baseball history to post the following numbers by August 1st? 350 average, 15 homers, and 30 steals. Two players in Major League Baseball history. 350, 15 homers, 30 steals. It was not C.J. Wilson. It could be Mike Trout.
He could be one of them.
Pujols to lead it off, followed by Trumbo and then Kendrys Morales. Brandon Inge has it. Pujols is retired, and that's out number 1. On that Derek Norris play, the ground ball that was missed by Callaspo. Obviously, it went as an error, and they gave Norris an RBI, so he got 1 RBI on that play. Here's Trumbo. First pitch to Trumbo in first strike. Trumbo had that single in the first inning. Obviously, that's the last hit for the Angels. And since then, Colon has retired 8 in a row. This one hit to right center. Room for Crispy. He's got it. 2 outs. So here's Kendrys Morales. So Bartolo Colon trying for his second shutdown inning in this game.
Well, nothing better if you're the A's, who are swinging the bats, getting some runs, getting that momentum in the dugout to get right back in there. And Colon's trying to do it. He's got 2 quick outs right here.
First pitch in first strike to Morales, who fouled out to third to end the first inning. He did that with a couple of runners on. Game that the A's should be watching in this wild card, the Baltimore Orioles, who coming into tonight tied with the A's, a half game back. They're in extra innings with the Mariners. We'll keep an eye on that one. An 8-pitch inning for Colon as he knocks down the Angels 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 4th coming up.
On Sunday, September 2nd, the A's will host their annual Breast Cancer Awareness Day. Field level tickets are available with $5 from each ticket, supporting the American Cancer Society. 10,000 fans will receive an A's pink and white umbrella. Today is presented by Alta Bates, Comerica Bank, the Bay Area News Group, Good Neighbor Pharmacy, State Roofing Systems, Ross Dress for Less, and Nelson Staffing. For more information, go to oaklandathletics.com/DCA.
Bottom of the fourth inning, the A's with a 5-0 lead. Goals to lead it off, followed by Reddick and Cespedes. The A's sent 8 men to the plate in that third inning when they scored 4 times. Home run and a strikeout for Gomes. This one's popped up toward Trout in center. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. So the Orioles and the Mariners are tied 7-7 in the bottom of the 12th inning in Baltimore. Remember, the A's and the Orioles both a half game behind the Angels in that second wild card spot. That's the only game going on. If you get a good look at that scoreboard, Tigers beat the Yankees 6-5. So Detroit beats the Yankees for the second game in a row. That's a 4-game series. So the Tigers are the #1 wild card team right now, so they win. They had to hang on. The Yankees scored a couple of runs in the 9th inning. Detroit wins it 6-5. So I would imagine Comerica Park jumping the last 2 nights with the Yankees in town, and Tigers playing great baseball. They've won 6 in a row.
It's a team that can get hot.
Oh boy, they could get hot. Yeah. Picked up Infante and Sanchez, a pitcher and a second baseman, at the trade deadline. 2-0 to Reddick. Tried to hold up. Ball hit the bat.
Well, Reddick showed bunt earlier. Here he gets that fastball in, tries to not swing, doesn't swing. Ball just kind of heat seeks the bat, but he showed bunt early. He did in a big situation the other day. Caspo was playing way deep. He's since come in, but not a bad idea. He keeps it in the back of his mind.
The 3-1 pitch is outside, and Reddick has a 1-out walk. So that is walk number 4 issued by Wilson. So he just has not been sharp tonight.
He's done a good job of letting him be a little wild, too. He's not all over the place. He's just missing. And the A's have just let him miss.
Great A's fans out in right field. Always having a good time. And they like their man, Josh Reddick. They got his back.
Likeable guy. You never know what you're going to get with that guy.
Cespedes, big swing. He popped it up. Pujols over near the seats. Circles around it a little bit. And he makes the catch. So Cespedes, after a couple of singles in his first 2 at-bats, fouls out. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, I know he popped out right there, but it's a good sign because that was a hellacious swing. And for a guy with a bad wrist to take a swing like that after a couple at bats already, it's good to see it's holding up. They'll need him in that middle of that lineup from here on out.
Carter goes after the first pitch. Be a long run. Hunter coming in. Izturis, and Izturis can't get it, and it drops fair. Reddick rounds third. He'll stop there as the throw comes back in. Chris Carter will take it. That's going to go as a double.
You can smile, Chris. Same thing as Cespedes. He just gets it a little bit more down the right field line. This is one that Pujols never seemed to get a beat on. Izturis overruns a little bit. Torrey Hunter seemed out of the picture. Might have been shaded a little bit toward right center.
Come on.
Reddick running. That just falls in no man's land. That's one of those plays that you work on in spring training. You don't really work on again. You get a little wind in this place. It does swirl a little bit, and it seemed to come back on his tourist right there.
So here's Inge. So not an easy play, but and it goes as a hit. But certainly a ball that could have and probably should have been caught.
Good placement.
So a mistake by the Angels. A's have another chance to take advantage. Inge walked and scored in that third inning. Take 2-0.
He just got a home run versus Wilson.
Slider for a strike.
Seemed to cross up Bobby Wilson right there. Big slow curveball. You could see Wilson's glove. He thinks it's going to be it's pretty good reactions right there for a catcher to do it and then frame it decently.
And then he framed it, yeah.
It's always worse when you're waiting for that curveball and you get the fastball. So you can always adjust slower, but it's hard to go the other direction. Either way, it gives you a jolt of adrenaline.
A jolt that you really don't want. Jared Weaver pretty good last night.
He's got a bat. Hopefully he's not taking up hitting.
Wilson misses way inside. 3-1 the count. Sixth career shutout last night for Weaver to raise his record to 15-1.
Well, you can see why after last night he was absolutely stellar. Cruised.
Inge sitting on a 3-1 count. Strike inside corner. Inge is ready to toss the bat.
I think it surprised him a little bit that they was coming in. Missed location. Looked like it was going to be a backdoor cutter. Ended up pulling it. Winds up on the inner corner.
Good take by Inge on a breaking ball. So the bases are loaded again.
Well, here he is. Some of those pitches you see right down the middle that are taken or swung through. I talked to some guys today, and they said, I can't believe it. Some of these balls that he missed right down the middle, you just don't pick up. It's so much deception when it comes out of his arm slot, which varies, that combine that with 4 solid pitches. You can tell why he's got 15 wins, but all the A's I talked to today, they were tipping their cap. They said he just had amazing stuff last night.
So it could be just that little body turn that he has. Helps hide the baseball.
Hides it, kind of steps closed. He's got that arm that kind of deep and long and back. And for whatever reason, it comes out where you just don't see it very well, or you see it late.
First pitch to Norris takes a strike. So Derek Norris hit with the bases loaded in the first inning. Hit with the bases loaded in the third inning, and he's hitting again with the bases loaded. That could be a major league record. Hit with the bases loaded 3 times in the first 4 innings.
Some opportunities.
There's probably a stat out there on that. Shot foul, 0-2.
That came in the stands hot.
Norris hit the ball that Callaspo could not make the play on in that third inning at bat. Allowed 2 runs to score. He was credited with an RBI. He's behind in the count, 0-2. 89 pitches for C.J. Wilson.
He's not going to be around a whole lot longer. So this was the play. There was one out. The way he came in on that ball, Scott, I wonder if he was going to throw home.
Well, I think that he had it in his mind if it was hit hard enough that that's a play for him. So as soon as it was hit, and it was hit decently hard, but it was a high chopper, you got to make a split-second decision. Are you going to come and get it, or are you going to lay back and just get the one out?
Right back to Wilson, who makes a nice play. Side retired. So the A's leave him loaded, and we're on to the 5th inning. 5-0 Athletics.
Thank you guys. Go A's.
Oh.
Thanks everyone. Have fun.
All right, here's our AT&T trivia answer. Only 2 players in Major League history to post following numbers by August 1st. 350 average, 15 homers, 30 steals. Mike Trout and Rickey Henderson. Rickey Henderson did it with the Yankees in 1985. So by August 1st, batting average, home runs, stolen bases. 47 steals for Rickey. But nothing against Rickey Henderson. We know how great he was. Trout wasn't in the big leagues in the month of April.
Slight handicap.
Which is still amazing if you really think about it. Very high center field. Coco gets back. Settles underneath it. He's got it. So Callaspo is retired. And Bartolo Colon is rolling along.
Now batting, number 2, Eric Ibar.
AL ranks for Trout. Leads in average, runs, stolen bases. Second in slugging, third in on base. That's why he's a legitimate MVP candidate.
Those are the big categories. Right at the top.
Man. That could be a big seller.
Trout foam hat.
The Trout head, yeah. Could see that working at Angel Stadium of Anaheim. A's will go down there one more time for a 4-game series.
Got a feeling there'll be a lot of different fish giveaways.
Yeah, that's true. September 10, 11, 12, and 13. It's a Monday through Thursday. A's, Angels. So if you're an A's fan, that would be a good one to head down there and see. Colon scrambles after it. And he's not going to be able to pick it up as Inge came shooting right by Colon. No, it's a hit for Ibar. So his 4th hit in the series. Looks like everybody's okay. That's good.
Number 13, Meiser is Torres.
Watch the ankle of Colon. Turned it a little bit. Actually, he may have stepped on the bait. Did he step on the baseball?
I can't tell. I don't think he did. I just think in the rotation, he just kind of, his weight kind of got over there as he started to turn and rolled it a bit. But he made a quick move right there to first, and I think he's all right.
Oh, no, he did not
Puts it
step
down
on.
and he turns to go. Kind of, you know, you got those spikes. Sometimes they grab. As your weight goes over, it might have rolled a bit. Seems all right.
So that breaks the stretch of 11 consecutive hitters retired. Torres takes a strike. Meiser is Torres. No Howie Kendrick tonight, getting the night off. Here's Kendrick. Outfield swung around toward left. It's hit that way. Headed toward the A's bullpen. .2 consecutive scoreless innings for Bartolo Colon. That's a new high, new career high. So 0-2 to Meiser Torres. And that one right to Inge, who leaps up to make the catch. Heck of a play by Inge.
He's looking around, trying to get everybody to congratulate him for his big ups right there.
Number 46.
This is a nice piece of hitting right there.
Wilson.
And that's about as high and as far as Inge is going to go to get a ball. Timed it perfect. Big break there for the A's. And yes, you were up in the air pretty good there, Brandon.
We're going to give it to him. First pitch to Bobby Wilson is hit down the left field line, but foul. That play by Colon on Ibar's ball has been ruled an error.
Has it really?
Yeah, so I had written down a base hit. So give Colon an error. First error in the series for the Athletics.
Pretty tough play right there.
Yeah.
Hit right at his feet.
Tough error. Curveball stays a little bit down and away. Wilson grounded out to Weeks in the 3rd inning. Important guy to get with the top of the order up next. Slowly hit. Inge charges. Flips across. Side retired. So Colon gets out of it. There was an error and a base runner. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Still 5-0 Athletics. Premium Rush. It's in theaters August 24th. Philly cheesesteak.
Don't say it.
What?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I know.
I love a Philly
Well, here's a
cheesesteak.
hunger story for you. We just found out. Talking about the guys out in right field who love Josh Reddick. Well, before the game, Josh Reddick had the chefs here at the Coliseum cook up 20 pounds of bacon and deliver it to the guys out in right field, because that's what he does.
Because everybody likes bacon.
Everybody likes bacon.
What a nice guy.
Yeah. Jeff Francoeur gave him some bacon earlier this year, but not 20 pounds worth. So Reddick taking care of his fans out there. So that's why they're smiling. If I had 20 pounds of bacon delivered to me, I'd be smiling too. For a while anyways.
Most likely change.
Yeah, at some point my attitude would probably change after I ate it.
I think he lays in bed thinking of stuff like this.
What can I do?
But that crew right there needs bacon.
Yeah, they're full of bacon. They got full tummies. 20 pounds of bacon cooked up. Two and two the count to Rosales, bottom of the 5th inning.
Like
Festive. They're festive, Scott. That's the best
Carnival
word.
out there. Yeah, they are festive.
And happy with a 5-0 lead. Swing and a miss. So Rosales strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. He's also got a sacrifice fly. That game in Baltimore is still going on. 7-7 Orioles Mariners in the 13th inning. Make it the top of the 14th now. 14 innings, that's nothing. Come on, we had 15 innings last Monday, 15 last Friday, 11 on Saturday. 14 innings.
Child's play.
Nothing. Oh, 0-1 to Weeks, who tripled in a run his last at bat. He found the gap in right center field and did not stop running till he reached third base with a head first slide.
Big 2-out RBI. Can't get enough runs against a good club like this. Those 2-out hits are huge. Well, Jamal struggled a little bit at the plate, but when you're able to let the ball travel a little bit and drive it into a gap, this guy knows what to do when it's time to run. And Chili's pumped. That's great to see.
That is 100 pitches for Wilson.
It's fun to see. Fun to see hitting coaches get all excited. They're so attached to these guys, and they work so hard, and they try so much to get them right. So I think they even get more excited than the actual player.
Well, and have you ever seen a team where every hitter is going strong? As soon as one guy gets hot, another guy cools off.
It's always there's always something to do.
Yeah.
But I've been around good hitting coaches, not so good hitting coaches. And one thing I can say about Chili Davis is that entire team has loved that guy.
Torrey Hunter in right field, trotting in. He's got it. Well, how much does the fact that Chili Davis has the resume? He has 350 career home runs. Now, he played for a long time. Does a team respond better to a guy who has a long resume as opposed to a guy who doesn't have the resume?
I think early on you get that respect until you start talking hitting, talking mechanics, and the way you go about, the everyday part of it. You can lose it from there. Some of the best hitting coaches I ever had were some of the worst players ever. I think that goes I think Chili was a great player, but he was also a great student, and he's a great communicator. And I think from day one in spring training, he established a rapport with each guy, and he really didn't try to change anybody. He wanted a communication. He wanted a two-way thing.
But it's got to help for a guy,
no doubt,
for a player to say, oh yeah, I know who Chili Davis is.
It's easier to listen to what they're saying is actually being true.
Coco digging for second, and he's going to have a double. So once Trout slipped, Coco was not going to stop.
Well, he gets a ball over the plate. Coco does what he does, hits it in left center. I think he was going around thinking two the whole time. But once Trout slipped, for sure he was going to be there. Ooh, well, he kind of rolled his ankle a little bit. Looks like he's all right. Grimacing a little bit.
10th double for Crisp, and another scoring opportunity for the Athletics. The A's have stranded 8 runners through the first 4 innings, but they've also scored 5 times.
Sees it's in the gap, takes a turn. I think right around that base he saw him slip, and that's when he really turned it on. But he'd have taken a big turn either way. Maybe read the throw.
High pop-up, foul territory. Pujols is going to watch it drop. So 1-1 the count to Gomes. A homer, a strikeout, and a fly ball to center field for Gomes. So I guess the point, the question was, and your answer was, it helps initially because guys will maybe listen quicker.
You'll get the benefit of the doubt up front. You'll say this guy was a great player. Of course, he knows something about hitting. Just so happens some of those great players didn't have to think about it. They were just so talented. Chili, not only a great hitter, but he was actually a great teacher as well.
Crisp with a steal.
Well, Cespedes broke from second base, and here Crisp does the same thing. Sometimes they can talk looks. Sometimes the pitcher will look once, and that's it, and they can time it. Maybe these two have talked in the dugout and found something, but when Coco goes, Coco usually makes it. And Chili does speak Spanish.
I hope so.
Cespedes has been lying to us. It's a trick to avoid the media. Seen it used before.
Oh yeah. Ichiro Suzuki's been using it for,
I'll tell you right now,
years.
I've been to first base, and that guy speaks perfect English.
Ibar, throw to first, not nearly in time. Coco Crisp will score, so the stolen base helps the A's get a run. It's now 6-0.
Another great play by Ibar, but he just covered so much ground. He's getting to a point he can't make a play from where he's at. But he ranges really well here. Nice hit by Gomes. He gets a little help, Ibar does, as it ricochets off that left side of that pitching mound. But you're not going to catch Gomes busting out of the box right there. And big RBI right there for the A's. Gomes is pumped. Can't have enough two-out RBIs.
So Gomes now with 32 RBIs, and here's Reddick. Outside.
Well, he knows how big all these runs are. He knows how Ibar can range. So he was pulling the rope, running as fast as he could downhill. The big guy made it.
High pop-up.
going to be a play for Callaspo. Foul territory. He's got it. Side retired. Another run for the A's. RBI single by Gomes. 6-0 after 5. Here's our Chevron pitching matchup for tomorrow's game versus the Angels. It'll be a day game here at the Coliseum. Zack Greinke and Dan Straley. So Straley making his second major league start. Greinke, it'll be his third start since being traded to the Angels. Overall 9-4. Of course, that was one of the big deadline deals. Greinke going from Milwaukee to the Angels. Top of the order for the Angels, trailing 6-0, and Bartolo Colon has retired 13 out of the last 14.
Well, the A's needed a big start out of Colon today, and they're so far getting it.
Up and into Trout, who has struck out twice, both times looking. Bounces that one toward Rosales. Rosales guns it across in the dirt. Dug out by Carter, and that's out number 1.
Now batting, number 48, Corey Hunter.
So 1 out for Torii Hunter. First pitch to Hunter is a strike. Colon just taking a little off, turning it over. Steals a strike.
Breaking ball.
He will slip one in there occasionally.
I like calling him out. Now he's got great movement on his fastball today, and if you got any questions about it, ask Trout, because he has not seen the ball real well, and that's the pitch right there.
Rosales throws high. Carter comes down on the bag, and they just get Torii Hunter.
Well, that's the advantage of having an absolute skyscraper at first base.
Well, you could tell when Rosales let it go that it was
Now batting, number
probably
5,
going to be a high throw.
Albert
You can see him release it a little early. He's watching it all the way. Look at Big Chris with the ups. That's some lift right there for the big man. Heck yeah. Good play, good feed.
So Pujols hits with Nobody on and 2 outs, and that's just about the best way to face him.
That's the only way to face him.
Outside corner, and it's a quick 0-2 as Colon has the fastball movement working tonight. 0-2 pitch. Pujols chased a high one. Crisp has it. 3 up, 3 down inning. So just 8 pitches for Bartolo Colon. He is rolling. 6-0 A's after 5.5.
Hey fans, I invite you to check out a brand new merchandise stand.
I think it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. Coors Light Freeze Can is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. It's the world's most refreshing beer. Bartolo Colon breezing along with a 6-0 lead. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. David Carpenter comes in. Appearance number 28 for Carpenter. So he'll face Cespedes, Carter, and Inge. Cespedes is 2 for 3, couple of singles, scored a run. He's got a stolen base. He's also fouled out. One and one the count. Sky toward left field, shallow down the line. Trumbo in. Trumbo makes the catch. Rough night for C.J. Wilson. He goes just 5 innings. 6 runs, 3 earned runs. He walked 5.
Number 22.
So he just was really not sharp. And the error was very costly.
Error was costly, and he was a little bit wild. He wasn't overly wild. He was just missing. And when a guy just misses and the A's are able to, or whoever, just lay off, it makes it tough. You're going to get in a lot of tough counts, and you're going to end up having a high pitch count early.
114 pitches in 5 innings. Carpenter reaches up. Bouncer by Carter. So 2 quick outs here for David Carpenter. Carpenter, 24 years old. 9th round pick in 2009 of these Angels.
Yeah, David Carpenter's a 3-pitch guy. Fastball's around 90 miles an hour. He's going to use it a lot. Struggles a little bit versus lefties. Lefties are hitting .313 off him this year, but having some success versus righties. Hitting at a .229 clip.
First pitch to Brandon Inge is a bit high. The Orioles won that game in the bottom of the 14th inning. They loaded the bases with one out. Adam Jones had an RBI single. So again, the A's and the Orioles were each a half game back of that second wild card, which is the Angels. So the Orioles get their win. It takes them 14 innings, but they got it done.
There's the slider from Carpenter. Big pitch for him versus righties.
Reach for, foul back. Give you all the scores and the highlights in just a little bit. A couple other West Coast games going on that are in the National League. Rockies in the Dodgers in LA. Cubs in the Padres in San Diego. .3-2 to Inge. Bounces that one foul. All right, now these are updated wild card standings. Updated with the Tigers win, Orioles win, Rays win, Red Sox lose, Blue Jays lose. So what happens in this game, it'll shift things around a little bit more. Ibar throws, not in time. So Eric Ibar, he's all over the place, but it's going to be another hit for the A's. They now have 10 hits in the game.
Well, another deep count for Inge. Walked his 2 previous times up. Gets to another full count, fouls a few off. And then he checks Ibar's range once more, and he shows that I don't think they need but one person on that left side of that infield. Amazing coverage. Problem is, he gets to a position where no human can really make a throw from there.
He's trying.
He's trying. Impressive.
So here Norris, who for the first time tonight has an at-bat without the bases loaded. First 3 at-bats, bases loaded. Last A's player to bat with the bases loaded 3 times in the first 4 innings. Terry Steinbach in 1992. A home run in the 8th inning, so a little bit late. Probably wish he would have hit that home run a little bit earlier. So I was thinking it has to be a long time ago since that was done. 20 years ago.
You want to get those opportunities when you are on a hot streak.
Well, once a game, let alone 3 times in the first 4 innings.
Carpenter's got good sink. Has a tendency to fly open a little bit and kind of lose the ball. Not pinpoint. Wants to throw strikes and let the action of the ball keep the hitter off balance.
That would hit very high to left field. Trumbo at the wall, and that baby is a double. RBI double.
I think they're going to have to talk about this one.
Boy, that looked like it hit up on top of that ledge above the out-of-town scoreboard, and that's a home run.
Well, they're getting together right now. I think
Dan Iasonia is the third base umpire that ran out there, but there's a ledge about 3 or 4 foot wide above the scoreboard. And if it goes over the yellow line and lands on that, it's obviously a home run.
Well,
so you can't really see how big that ledge is, but right above the yellow line, it's pretty significant.
And right below that yellow line is metal scoreboard. You
would hear something, yeah.
You'd hear a distinct noise. We're going to go take a look at it. But you're right, there is a flat little ledge up there.
It's about 3-4 feet wide.
And when the ball bounces up,
yeah, that's a home run.
It's definitely on the ledge.
Because it hit that ledge and then up against the free parking sign. Yeah, actually, I think it hit the concrete
behind, then came down and hit the ledge.
Yeah, that's a home run.
You'll get it, Derek. Hopefully.
As the crowd here is chanting home run, which is exactly what Norris is going to get when it's all said and done. At least we think so. All right, let's take another look. Check it out. Bang, right there. So that's not even close. That's 5-6 feet over the yellow line, at least.
Right off that concrete over the G, yep.
So it never hit the scoreboard at all.
Looked like it might have ricocheted down onto the top of the ledge and then
bounced back.
Right.
Yeah. But for it to be called a double means the umpire must have thought it hit the scoreboard.
Right, right.
So it's going to be 8-0. Unless they're seeing something different than we're seeing, but it's pretty obvious.
Hopefully they got a high-def TV in there.
I don't think you even need a high-def TV, but you're right. That would certainly help verify the 2-run homer by Norris. And here they come. Let's see what the call is. That's a home run.
That we did.
So they got it right, and Norris is going to have a 2-run homer, and it's going to be 8-0. So it's a 3 RBI night for Norris.
Sure, you would have liked to hit that with one of the bases loaded opportunities. That's a strong man, left the ball up. He hits it good, but I know he doesn't know for sure. Sometimes when you get those balls up, you get that good backspin, and this ball did that, just drifted just over the scoreboard for a home run.
So Rosales steps in. So the A's now 8 runs and 11 hits. So Norris, his 4th home run. They got 16 RBI. Couple of home runs tonight for the Athletics. Got a run scoring triple. They got a sacrifice fly. They've stolen a couple bases. So a very good offensive night for the Athletics, doing a little bit of everything. So it's nice to see when a team gets shut out the night before, you come back, show a little spunk offensively.
Last 3 games have been a bit of a struggle at the plate, especially coming through with runners on.
That one's hit well to left field. Trumbo back against the wall, and that baby is gone. 9-0 A's. First home run of the year for Adam Rosales.
Well, he gets the ball right over the middle of the plate, and he deposits this to left field, and this is a no-doubter right here. Right about as it hits there, I think Rosie's already at second base. He gets around those bases quick. That's got to feel good.
And that pitch not close.
Here he goes, gets his pitch, hammers it, and then he kicks in the turbo. It's gone, Rosie. He'll love it.
Yep. So first home run of the year for Rosales. Last time he homered, June of last year. Weeks to the left side, foul. Waving him home.
That way goes he. Good thing about wins like this is when you score a bunch of runs, it's not just because of the middle of the order or a couple of guys. This has been a pretty balanced attack.
Yeah,
so
time.
A team that's kind of been mired in some offensive woes at times. It's good to see everybody kind of chipping in.
Everybody's got a hit, Scott.
That's balance.
Yep. Gomes has got a couple. Carter's got a couple. Rosales with a homer and a sac fly. Jerome Williams now loosening for the Angels. Carpenter got the first 2 outs in this inning. Got Cespedes and Carter. High fly ball toward Trumbo. Easy play. Side retired. So the A's back-to-back home runs. A 2-run shot by Norris. Solo shot by Rosales. And it is now 9-0. A's lead after 6.
California is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. And by Jack in the Box. Get the all-American Jack Combo at Jack in the Box. It's a no-nonsense burger with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax at participating stores.
Bartolo Colon to work. He's now got a 9-0 lead. 6 innings, just 2 hits. He has not walked anybody. The scoreless inning streak is still alive, and he's about to deliver pitch number 75.
Well, his last couple innings have been pretty efficient.
He's retired 16 out of the last 17.
He has 75 pitches.
He's got a chance to take it home. Rosales waits for the big hop. He gets it, fires it across. Out number 1. Fewest pitches per inning in the major leagues, 14. So remember that when we talk about pitch counts, we show you how many pitches the guy has thrown each inning.
14 is the best in the majors. So we always say 12 is a great number. But 14 is the average.
On average.
14 is the best per inning.
That's impressive. That's a guy that throws a lot of strikes. A guy capable of throwing 38 in a row.
I've seen it. He can do that. And just runs out of room.
Nothing like your teammates in the bullpen helping you out as you sprint for a foul ball.
Well, if you're not getting any help there, you're not going to get any help anywhere. Colon ahead in the count, 0-2. Again toward the bullpen. Inge and Gomes again. So Brandon Inge.
There's the discussion.
Yeah, he's all right. I'm good. I just ran 2 50-yard sprints. And that would be headed right to the end zone in the Raiders configuration.
That's where it is, right there.
Right there, yeah.
Well, they put those bullpen mounds right about where the catches usually take place for that third baseman.
That's exactly right.
So right when you should be looking at the ball, you have a tendency to look down. So it
Doink.
is a tough thing to deal with.
This one's hit pretty well. Down the left field line. Gomes into the corner, and it's a foul ball.
Another long run.
Yeah. So I was thinking about Inge. So it's Gomes had a chance to catch it.
He looks down at the wall there at the very end. He's kind of got that corner because he's got the home run fence and then the foul, that cement wall right there. So he had a few obstacles. 9-0 lead. No sense in going head first into the wall.
So I was thinking about Inge as we watched him sprint down toward the bullpen. He looked like, you know, the gunner on the punt team when he's trying to down the ball at the 1-yard line.
Right.
That's what he looked like.
Exactly what he looked like.
Just a full sprint. Get to the spot.
Down it at the ones. Well, we had those mounds on the first base side. I just never seemed to get to those mounds.
Maybe that was planned that way, though. Well, I mean, that's when the guy takes the header, when you all of a sudden the mound is there.
I heard they get in your way.
Weeks playing way out on the grass. Backhands, throws. Carter cannot dig it out, and it's going to go into the Angels dugout. Norris probably should have been backing it up, and he wasn't.
Well, there's a few things wrong with this play right here. Definitely Norris is kicking himself right now. He's, or at least should be, pretty upset that he didn't back this play up. But Jamile's playing way deep, but he's got tons of time to set his feet and make a strong throw to first base, but he does a little, keeps the shoulders open, kind of a turning double play type of throw.
Yeah, Morales does not run well at all.
Goes down as a physical error, but that is a mental error.
And a mental error by Derek Norris.
Exactly.
Who never really left his catching spot.
It's easy in these games to lose a little bit of that edge, but you don't want to let that kind of mindset creep in, because these games are going to get very important down the stretch. And this is a team capable of coming back from any deficit.
1-1 the count to Callaspo. So that's the second error by the Athletics in this game. Just a bit low, 2-1. Well, Colon probably thought he had an out. He's going to be in the stretch. On deck is Ibar. Rosales backhand. Throws in time to get Callaspo. Staying at second is Morales. So 2 outs here at the top of the 7th.
Nice play by Rosie. Really impressed about how well he gets on top with his arm. Got a strong arm, sets his feet. Especially on these backhands. Gets a little momentum and he really gets on top. Gets a nice true flight path. Strong arm every time. Solid play right there.
Ibar steps in 0 for 2. And he rips one to right field, and that's going to be a base hit. Morales is going to be held up as Reddick guns it back in. And we said Kendrys Morales just does not run very well at all. And if he gets sent, they got a pretty good shot at him at the plate.
It's going to be a close play right there, but going into this, they know Reddick's got a bunch of outfield assists. They're down 9-0. There's no sense in taking a chance right here. Morales is not fast. They see Reddick gets it clean. He's got a good momentum.
See, the throw was offline, but there would have been time for Carter to cut it off and then throw it to the plate. And I think they still would have got him.
I think they held him as soon as they saw him come up, field it clean, and come up throwing. No sense in, if you're the Angels, making a mistake right there.
So Colon now, with a little help from Reddick's reputation, has a chance to continue that scoreless inning streak.
Well, if you're looking at a scouting report of a team and looking at outfield arms, there's I'm sure a highlighted red spot on Reddick. 13 outfield assists. Pretty impressive.
Up the middle, and that's a base hit. So the Angels will get on the board. Trying for third is Ibar. He'll make it easily. So is Torres. Singles home Kendrys Morales with 2 outs, and it's 9-1. So it's going to be an unearned run.
Now batting, number 46, Bobby Wilson.
Nice simple swing right back up the middle. And look at Ibar taking that thing right in front of Coco Crisp. This team, I tell you, historically has been excellent, maybe the best that I've seen going first to third, no matter the situation. Socha really works hard at preaching that part of the game, and that's an excellent part if you're able to do it. It's a small thing that you can do, and it's really anticipating, and if you want to do it, you'll be shocked at how many times you can run right in the faces of the left field and center fielder.
Couple of groundouts for Wilson, one to second, one to third. In for a strike, 0-2. Travis Blackley will start to throw. He's now with 8 relievers in the bullpen. Figueroa sent out today with Cliff Pennington being activated. Strike 3 call. Good pitch by Colon. He gets his 5th strikeout. Unearned run for the Angels. 7th inning stretch time. It's 9-1 Athletics.
innings, so he's got a pretty good chance to win his 3rd consecutive game. Hitting coach, thanks coach. Nice job from your hitters. He's one of our favorites. We've had a lot of fun with Bartolo Colon this year.
Can't help it not like that.
No, that's exactly right. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune Up. Your oil change, tune up, and smart expert Jerome Williams comes in. He's made 14 starts this year, so this is his 7th appearance out of the bullpen. And he will face Crisp, Gomes, and Reddick. First pitch is a strike on the outside corner. A few changes in the outfield. Trout now is in left field. Borges comes in the game in center. So Trout in left, Borges in center, Wells, Vernon Wells now in right, and Trumbo moves to first. So it's Pujols and Hunter, 2 veterans who are going to get the rest of the night off. So 1-2 the count. So David Carpenter goes an inning, gives up 3 hits, 3 runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Now full count. One run on 4 hits and an error for the Angels. 9, 12, and 2 for the Athletics. He's with 1 in the first, 4 in the third, 1 in the fifth, 3 in the sixth. So there's only been 2 innings where the A's have not scored at least 1 run. Bounced toward Trumbo at first, who grabs it, steps on the bag.
Well, here's Coco Crisp earlier in the game. Cespedes has already stolen third, and Coco gets one here too. But look at CJ. We were talking about a pitcher mixing his looks. He looks at second, and then he looks home. He did it 3 times in a row. And sometimes when they pattern themselves like that, as soon as you see him look at second and then look at home, you're gone. And I wouldn't be surprised if Cespedes saw it. Crisp used and stole on that because he kind of went from a dead start. It's as soon as you see him look, it's a timing thing. You're gone. There's no chance of getting it.
He did the exact same thing 3 times in a row.
So when you look at CJ in those 3 replays, he did the exact same thing. And I'm betting Coco and Cespedes and whoever else might steal a base watches when a guy's on second base what his looks are. So sometimes the pitcher's got so much to think about that they'll look home and go. And if they don't mix their looks, that's what happens. You give up a couple stolen bases, and that was a good job of reading by both Cespedes and Crisp.
Don't you think it happens too sometimes? Pitcher a little frustrated, not having a great day in that 5th inning. If you just look at what had happened in the game, Wilson not pitching well. And then in the 5th inning, he gets the first 2 outs. So he's thinking, here's my first easy inning. Coco gets a double. So he's, I think sometimes the emotion for the pitcher could play into it where you just want to get the inning over with.
No doubt. He's got so much. He's a little bit erratic. He's trying to find it. He's got so much he's thinking about at home plate. And the other thing is, both Cespedes and Crisp didn't have wild, crazy leads. It wasn't like they were bouncing off, trying to get momentum to go. They knew they had him. They were going to go only if he patted himself with his looks.
And he did.
And he did. So he didn't cause any disturbance as far as making him think that they might be going. So they were quiet leads, no action from the second baseman or shortstop. When they figured they got enough of the look and that he was patterning himself, they took off.
And it worked. 2-1 to Reddick, who is 1 for 3, single and a walk. And he's now in the driver's seat at 3-1. He's also grounded out and fouled out to third.
hit to right center. That's hit deep. And that baby is gone. Number 25 for Reddick.
Well, that ball was absolutely stepped on. Talked about it earlier in the game. Reddick has been struggling a little bit with the bat. He's got some home runs over the weekend. But sometimes you need to just face a tough left-hander to make you get back to the basics in your swing. He does that the first time up against Wilson. Hits a nice line drive the other way. He gets jammed a little bit, but does the same thing to shortstop earlier. Gets a walk. Just enough to lock him in a little bit. Gets a ball he can really handle off Williams and absolutely demolishes it. So sometimes a good lefty will lock you in against those righties. When this guy hits it, it's about as picture perfect as they come. Ball's over the plate. Good load. And that is through the ball. He knew it as soon as he hit it.
Now Vernon Wells, the right fielder, he did not move a whole lot.
Didn't move. That was majestic.
0-2 pitch. Cespedes swings and misses, so that's a strikeout to end the inning. But Reddick homers. The A's have homered 4 times tonight. So home run number 25. A little birdie for all of us. 10-1 A's.
Time to vote for the song.
By Cash Creek's Tropical Riches. Win cash and prizes daily through September 3rd. Visit cashcreek.com for details. Big night for the A's offense. 10-1. Top of the 8th inning. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Travis Blackley comes in. So Cologne goes 7 strong innings. Blackley here in the 8th, top of the order for the Angels. First pitch from Blackley to Trout is a strike. Trout is 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a ground ball to short. Trout, after going 2 for 3 last night, stealing 3 bags, has been quiet tonight offensively. Those are the parents of Mike Trout in town, helping their son celebrate his 21st birthday. He's from New Jersey. They should be proud. That one's hit to center, belted deep, and that one is gone. Up around our camera guy up there. Tom Atkins okay, I hope so. So Trout rips one to center for a home run, making mom and dad happy, and it's 10-2. He hit that one pretty hard.
If you want to know how strong he is, you're going to see it right here. He gets a pitch off speed, and those hands right there, that is a short swing, and that ball went at night in this place where it doesn't go real good.
Short swing.
He hit it in the camera pit 420 feet away, and that got out of here in a hurry.
So home run number 20 for Trout. Well, that's the thing that jumps out, is the shortness and the quickness of his swing, but still generate that much power.
That's exactly it. To be that short and still have the ball jump off it like it does.
This one is playable for Coco Crisp. Watch the parents.
I think he's
seen that before.
I think he's seen it a few times.
Yeah, I've seen that swing before.
I think if I was the Trouts, I would follow him around a little bit
I would
too.
go everywhere. Introduce myself as parents of Mike Trout.
I'm the big fish.
So one out, and there's Peter Borges. That last fly ball was by Vernon Wells. I may have said Torrey Hunter, but Torrey Hunter's out. Vernon Wells is now hitting in that second spot. So both Pujols and Torrey Hunter are out of the game. Good pitch there at the knees, and the count goes to 1-2. So 5 home runs now in the game. 4 by the A's, 1 by the Angels.
Well, I think Catteray predicted Cespedes.
Did he?
Early in the game.
Well,
there's a bunch of others.
Well, you know how crazy Greg Catteray can get with his predictions in the studio sometimes. He gets crazy.
I know, he's crazy.
I know. Can't hardly contain him in that studio.
Blackley pitched pretty nice out of that game when he called on in the first, right after Griffin got yanked.
Good pitch there, down and in. Borges strikes out for the second out here in the top of the 8th inning.
Pretty effective guy in that long roll.
Now batting, number 44.
That's a good pitch, a great placement. Tough to do much with that.
So that's 6 strikeouts by A's pitchers, 5 by Colon, 1 now by Blackley. Those Trumbo hits. Good spot by Blackley, 0-1. Trumbo singled his first at bat. Then a fly ball to center and a ground out to short. That one looked like a pretty good pitch. Called the ball 1-1.
It was a close pitch.
Yeah. High pop up. Weeks out. Under it. And he's got it. Side retired. So Mike Trout with his 20th home run of the year. It's now 10-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. All right, here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Big play in this game. Could have been an inning-ending double play. Instead, 2 runs scored. And then the inning would continue. Weeks with a triple. It ended up being a 4-run third inning for the Athletics. That gave them a 5-0 lead. Bartolo Colon, well, the way he pitched tonight, that's about all he needed. 7 shutout innings make that 1 run, but it was an unearned run that Colon allowed. No walks, 5 strikeouts. 2-5-1 for the Angels, 10-13-2 for the Athletics. C.J. Wilson, 6 runs, 3 earned runs, 114 pitches in 5 innings. And the A's have homered 4 times. So bottom of the 8th, new pitcher for the Angels, Yasunori Takahashi, the left-hander. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Oil Change, Tune-Up, and Smog experts. 1-1 to Chris Carter. The Rangers won tonight. They beat the Boston Red Sox 6-3. Ryan Dempster pitched much better in his second start with the Rangers than he did in his first start. Pitched into the 7th inning tonight. Lester took the loss. Chips of the bat go sailing all over the place. So 1-2 to Carter.
Don't necessarily see this too often. Looks like an ash bat. They usually don't fall apart like that. Maybe they have termites somewhere.
Man.
Takahashi's got a little bit of a double pump with his lift leg. He gets to his gather position right here and has a little bit of a pickup move.
Could mess you up.
Could mess you up.
Carter with a couple of hits. His double dropped down the right field line. Trumbo ranging far to his right. Takahashi gets over there to cover it. 3-1 on the put-on. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of the historic 20-game win streak the weekend of August 18th and 19th. On the 18th, 15,000 fans will receive a Scott Hatterberg bobblehead presented by Pepsi, and it features 3 audio clips from late great Bill King's famous radio call. Then on the 19th, 10,000 fans will get a There's an A in Streak t-shirt courtesy of Cache Creek Casino Resort. For information and tickets, go to oaklandathletics.com. Inge hits the first pitch on the ground, and that's out number 2. How many players have homered on their 21st birthday? 5, including Mike Trout. Williams, Hall of Famer. Robinson, Hall of Famer. A-Rod, you decide. Hayward, pretty good. And Trout did it tonight.
Is every list he's on have to have those type of names on it? He's kind of got that old school look too a little bit, you know?
Yes, he does. Bobby Wilson coming over. It'll be into the first row. Bounces high up into the air. Well, listen, folks, we understand he plays for the other team. We understand he plays for a team that the A's are in a huge pennant race with. We get all that. But I'm a baseball fan.
Me too.
And this guy is special. And I enjoy watching him play. I hope he goes 0 for 12 against the A's, but I like watching him play.
I don't know how you can. If you're a baseball fan, you're seeing a comet, really. I mean, this is just could be once in a lifetime type of guy.
Sometimes you just have to be a fan.
That's right. I think that's well put.
Of baseball.
Well put.
One and one to Norris. I always say you don't necessarily have to like other teams, but I think it's okay to like other players.
and enjoy watching them play. Good pitch there, a changeup from Takahashi. So 2-2 the count to Norris. Norris had a 2-run homer. It had to be reviewed. Umpires made the right call after seeing the review, which is that's exactly what's supposed to happen. So 3 RBIs tonight for Norris. Tampa Bay Rays won tonight 4-1 over the Blue Jays at home. Shields over Happ, and Evan Longoria came back. He was the designated hitter tonight. And he tore his hamstring. He missed 85 games. Wow.
Jeez.
So had a sac fly tonight, so the Rays are happy to get him back, maybe DH him for a while. But they could use that bat in the lineup. So the Rays, right in this wild card race, win 4-1 over the Jays in St. Petersburg. Mentioned the Tigers beating the Yankees 6-5. Purcell over Hughes. Another home run for Miguel Cabrera. He's got 29. He's been hot for a while. Detroit has won 6 in a row.
Takahashi's got a pretty good changeup. He blew up Norris's bat. He blew up Carter's bat. Must be tough to pick up. Both of them hit off the end of the bat. Splintered their wood.
Broke another bat. Ibar across the diamond, and Norris is retired. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Takahashi. 9th inning coming up. A's 3 outs away from a win. They lead 10-2. A's 3 outs away from evening up this series at a game apiece with a day game tomorrow. Likely will try to get those final 3 outs. So day baseball tomorrow to wrap up the homestand, and then the A's go to Chicago and Kansas City.
Morales reached on an air, scored in the 7th inning. Drives one towards center. Crisp going back. He's at the wall. He leaps, and he caught it.
Are you kidding me?
An absolutely sensational play by Coco Crisp.
Well, this ball was hammered, and I didn't think there was even going to be any play. He took one peek at the wall, knew exactly where he was, and just jumps up and robs him, and I mean robs him by 3 feet. That is so, you're going to see that replayed a few times.
Oh, that has the crowd buzzing. Oh, the long distance birdie. All right.
Inge giving him some love.
Make a play like that, you can do anything you want.
He went a long way for that ball.
Well, he timed his leap perfectly, and that's really probably the most important part of the play.
Great center fielders know where they are all the time. He breaks, takes a good angle, takes one peek at the wall. Right there, knows exactly where he is, gets his feet right. Just like an Olympian, gets him right, knows when to jump. Catches it at his apex. That's perfect.
3-1 now to Callaspo. Way outside, and it's a 1-out walk to Callaspo.
Time now for the AT&T U-verse reverse replay. Well, they needed a big outing out of this man, Bartolo Colon. And it was a very familiar picture. Lots of fastballs, lots of movement. Expanded, got some great movement, and he really kept that front part of the lineup quiet. And if you can do that, you got a chance against this team. And he had some real efficient innings and got deep in the game and gave them the start they needed.
That one's ripped to left. Ibar has homered, and it's 10-4. So Eric Ibar continues his hot hitting since coming off the disabled list. He's had a big series here in Oakland.
Well, not only was he magical in the field today, he is locked in since coming back from the DL, and he's done it from the right side and the left side. Gets a pitch low and in, and he is seeing the ball really big right now. That ball was hammered. That got out of here 20 rows deep.
So home run number 5 for Ibar. And here's Mycerius Turris, so 10-4. So 4 home runs by the Athletics, 2 home runs by the Angels. As Turris had an RBI single in the 7th inning. He lines one, left field, coming in. Gomes slides, makes the catch. Nice play by Johnny Gomes. So out number 2. So Bartolo Colon 1 out away from getting his 9th win. Just 93 pitches for Colon. He was good.
Bobby Wilson.
So here's Wilson.
Well, that was a nice play by Gomes.
Broken bat, left field. Wilson has a base hit.
As soon as this ball was hit, which was hit pretty good, I saw Gomes break immediately. Great jump, great timing of the slide.
Now batting, number 27.
Defensively, there has been some really nice plays today. Crisp in center, Gomes right there. Ivar's been all over the place. And have a meeting. Angels are seeing Blackley pretty good right now.
Trout is the hitter.
Over the plate a little bit more than he'd like. But definitely take a break here before you face this guy.
So a walk, a homer, single. Blevins now getting up, and the 2 outs that have been made have been great catches by the A's outfield. So 0-1 to Mike Trout, a home run in the 8th inning. Now he's behind in the count 0-2. For the crowd tonight, over 15,000 up on their feet. To get the A's their 59th win of the year. Swing and a miss, struck him out. That's the ball game. So a 2-run homer for the Angels in the 9th, but not nearly enough. So the A's even up the series at a game apiece. Lots of offense tonight. The A's hit 4 home runs, and they defeat the Angels by a final score of 10-4. So day baseball tomorrow. It'll be the rubber game of the series. You've been watching A's baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's post-game live with Brody Brazil and Greg Cadaret starts right now.
Right to the wall, leaping at the wall,